Hello and welcome to another episode of Toon Along. Today, I decided, you know what, gonna watch another episode of Reboot, and I think I'm just gonna go with the flow and watch not necessarily one series at a time, but I think I'm gonna watch for the major shows anyway. For my major shows anyway, I'm gonna watch in sequence. I just think it's going to be cleaner. It's going to come out better, and the storyline is going to flow better. But maybe with some other shows that maybe I don't want to watch the entire series. I just want to watch a few a handful of episodes. I might just go random with those. But anyways, yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Well, basically, for those of you that are new, Toon Along is basically kind of like an audio commentary podcast sort of thing where you watch an episode of your favorite shows with me. Say, like, give an example, like Reboot. We're watching Reboot season 1, episode 2 right now. You may have seen it 100 times, like everybody else in the area. Not myself. I didn't watch this 100 times, but you know what I mean. And maybe you just want to have a different perspective, or maybe you just want somebody to watch along with you. You're bored. You're lonely. It's late at night. You're used to watching these shows at night and with nobody there, and maybe you just want to change things up a bit, add a little spice to your eyes and ears, and see what happens. So, anyways, without further ado, we're going to watch Season 1, Episode 2 of Reboot. And it's called Racing the Clock. And the episode, 22 minutes, 35 seconds. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, start. There we go. Made in Canada down there. I just realized something, okay? At the beginning of the intro to Reboot, there's all those different mainframes, I guess. That's what that's what it is, right? Because he goes into one, and he even says, I come from the net, meaning he's from the internet. So if Bob's from the internet, I mean, I've obviously missed out on a bunch of details from the show, but let's just pretend like it's fresh, right? That's what's fun about this. I mean, for Pete's sakes, they have those freaking lobotomies for people that want to rewatch series and have a fresh start. You can just watch a screen and have patterns flash in your eyes, and it wipes your memory of those shows. So at this point, it's been a while since I've watched these. I do remember, obviously, some parts of the show very well. But anyways, so Bob's from the net, and I'm trying to remember, but there's an episode where they go to the net, and I feel like going to the net is a new venture. So I don't know if that's a mistake in the intro. Cool, the diner. I love diner episodes. There's a diner with all those pop-ups. What does it say? Enzo's something service? Yeah, those screens are awesome. They're like tablets. They look exactly like tablets like today. But I think it's supposed to reflect the windows from Windows 95, probably from the time. And those characters is Jean-Luc Picard, so they're Trekkies as well. Like, they know their Star Trek. They like their Star Wars. I'm trying to pin like some of the references. Obviously, I'm not going to get them all, but I'm just trying to look even behind there in the sign. It says Enzo's Recovery something. Cinematic Enzo. Anyways, but yeah, those windows are pretty cool. Back then, it was like anything to entertain. Just put some windows, make it flash. Sweet. Yeah, I guess because Enzo and Dot are the same colored skin, they must be brother and sister, right? According to this. And he's wearing football pads. Dot's Diner. So does Dot own the diner? I forget. There you go. So there's Megabyte appearing. Like in episode 1, he just appears out of nowhere. But this time he's calling. He doesn't just flash up and go, hey, I'm here. And there he is, just sitting in his chair. Like the the 90s, stereotypical 90s villain sitting in the chair. I feel like Inspector Gadget's the pioneer on that one. Megabyte's such a cool villain. I'm going to be your friend, Bob. Vid window. Oh yeah, they're like the bodyguards. Hack and slash like the bodyguards. Oh, I'll never forget that episode of Reboot where I think it was Enzo was or Dot was hopping on windows, like a bunch of those windows, and everything was getting deleted, and there was only enough memory to generate those few windows to make steps to get somewhere on the platform. Ah, that's wicked. I know he changes legs. I feel like I remember that. So wait a minute. Okay, we just learned something big on Reboot right now. Hacker slash whoever the red one. He just put his hand through a window and handed Enzo something through the window. I mean, that defies all logic in this show because you could just defeat Megabyte by throwing something in there. You know what I mean? You just think of all the possibilities of winning in game. Oh, that's a question I have. Can you open windows in games? Because if you can, well, I'm sure you know. I'm sure you guys could probably figure out even a better option. But yeah, it's a tool. It's a tool in itself. Okay, those orbs, those are the same orbs in the game, in the PlayStation 1 game. And he's doing the same thing with Glitch, just like you do in the game. So I feel like I feel like when they made the game, they said, "Hey guys, read your source material," and they watched only the first two episodes, because because literally the diner and that are in the game, unless they went with like because I don't recall all the levels. I think they're like 15 levels or something like that in the game, 18 levels. But I do remember the first level having that the glider, the hoverboard, and glitch glitch capturing like those orbs. It's a spark from Mainframe. No joke. I just noticed that his name is written on his back. It's the first time I noticed it says Enzo on the back. Oh yeah, that's a good villain. Hexadecimal. Hexadecimal. Yeah, the female Megatron. Honestly, sorry, did I say Megatron? Megabyte. The female Megabyte. I just realized they're the same. It's the same guy. Isn't Megatron and Megabyte the same voice actor? No, I got it. Anyways, they sound the same. They're so identical. Mega. Anything with a mega, you're the bad guy. But yeah, I was saying about hexadecimal. She reminds me of like the female version of Megabyte. It's his sister, right? It's Megabyte's sister, so that makes sense. But also, she's got those Joker, Harley Quinn esque features as far as like mental health issue in a villain. Because I remember that one episode. Because she's got schizophrenia or something, or personality disorder. She's basically switching masks. Doesn't know who she is. And obviously, there's a computer tie-in with her name, like hexadecimal code. But I'm not too savvy with it when it comes to all that stuff. But uh, I'm just wondering if even like her look has something to do with her name, has something to do with computers in itself. And that's mouse, obviously, with even the ball. You can tell the little roller ball underneath for the trekking ball, whatever you call it, for back in the day. Okay, so hexadecimal uses him to spy. Like I said in the previous, the first reboot episode, you can just open up a window and see what's going on. But maybe that's obvious. Maybe everybody knows. Maybe if you do open a window, you need to have a user in front of that window, and you can't just open it anytime. See what happens. Mouse. Oh yeah, if I recall, I just want to see her lair. I don't remember her lair that well. All I remember was her lair getting totally destroyed and being decorated or something. And I think, if I'm mistaken, is this Lost Angles, which is supposed to be a reference to Los Angeles? Yeah, those hoverboards. Whoa! Just went through a portal. Wait a minute. Oh boy. Enzo, man, come on. You're going in Hexadecimal's lair. Wake up, bud. Oh, Bob's going to bring a gift to Hexadecimal. Is that what's going on? Because I'm watching, but I'm not really listening. Because I don't want the volume too high. A gnome. Those are gnomes. Ooh, dropping the bomb. Bob, just fly up, man. Whoa. Who's more powerful? Hexadecimal or Megabyte? Obviously, Megabyte's got the strength, but Hexadecimal definitely has the mind game. Like, just think about it. Like, look at that. That's a cool character. Very cool character design. Even the way the mask moves, it's creepy. Even as a kid, um, you know, you're 8 years old. I'm talking about back in the 90s, not today. 8-year-olds today are different. Back in the day, you know, you you're watching this on a Friday night. I remember Reboot would play somewhere at around 8:30. We'd have maybe two viewings, but anyways, it would sometimes play on Friday at like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night. And whenever I'd be alone in the basement and Hexadecimal would appear on the screen, I don't know, I'd be freaking out a bit. Something felt weird about that mask, just the plain look. Just I know what it is. It's those blank eyes just staring, And when she's not talking and just staring at you, and you're thinking like, is the TV frozen? Is she coming out of the TV? Oh yeah, Mouse doesn't talk. I thought he spoke. Just there. Yeah, and the way she moves reminds me of. I'm drawing a mind blank. Sorry. Uh, Not from Beast Wars. Black Widow. What's her name there? She reminds me of her, the female tarantulas, basically. Oh man, I wish they would make him. There he's. I was like, blink, Enzo, please blink. And the way they try to make, just think about it. For back then, they had nothing, no reference to go on as far as CG shows. This was all experimental. Even YTV would have these little 2 minute, 1 minute CG video clips just to showcase the art that they could do with it. And this was honestly, I'm pretty sure this is one of the first shows to make a full show using CG and animation, or at least one of the first. So it probably had very little reference to go by, or previous material to look at, or so you know. I give them all the break in the world when it comes to emotions and expressions. They didn't have the technology. They're pioneers. So as far as I'm concerned, just watching it today, the detail in the clouds, the detail in the way the game falls, the detail in the streets with the cars and everything, even that cube coming down, it's it's very well done for its time. Honestly, it's very well done for its time. And I've even heard a lot of people say that in the new reboot on Netflix, they brought Bob back, and even that doesn't look as good as this stuff. Yeah, you got that gloom. They're going in the game. You can feel it. Oh, they're not going in the game, but Bob went in the game. The music too. I forgot about the music because I'm not really hearing it, but the music too is really good. Okay, yeah. So you got to enter the game from the bottom. And this is the racing game. I think it's the F1 racing game, if I recall. Some kind of maybe some kind of wacky races. Oh yeah, definitely watching wacky races. If nobody's watched wacky races, whoever's listening, uh, honestly, it's a show from Hanna Barbera back in the day. We got anyways. Long. I'm going to talk about Reboot because we're watching Reboot, but yeah, here we go. Racing. Yeah, it looks exactly like a map from any racing game. Generic crowd, textures, the ones and zeros. Obviously, they're the henchmen. Reboot. So I guess he's part of the car. He is the car. Because it's not like he walked into a car. He rebooted as a car. The user. I guess he has 3 lives. That's what I'm saying. What if they made a reboot game, disc, CD disc, you pop it in, and it's a racing game, and you are the user, and you're playing against Bob. What if they made that kind of game? Or Bob is the computer, and you're playing against the computer, and you're the user. So, you know what I mean? Oh, Cifelli. There's supposed to be like Pirelli tires in the back, but come on, Bob. Come from the net, man. Come from the web. You got to know how to do all these things. And also the user, like this is assuming Mainframe is the same computer every time, every episode. But the user seems to play only one game. He's got tons of games and he only plays it once. Yeah, racing. I don't know. I'm just weirded out by because of course they're not going to put too much detail in this. It's only one episode, right? And in games, like whenever they go in games, I don't expect them to pay as much attention to detail because they're only going to use it for one episode, like I mentioned. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. It doesn't flow that well. This isn't as good as Mainframe, but Mainframe is so well designed. Well, the characters here are well designed too. If you look at it, Cifelli, right? That's what it said. McGinley. It's got a name on the one of the panels, McGinley or something. I wonder if any of the creators did some cameos, put a little texture in the back or something. No, McGinley Motors. Grids. Oh yeah, so what was a bomb? Oh man. Yeah, that guy's literally holding that sign up only for Bob. Oh, you got items in this game, huh? An F1 racing game with items. So wait, if because last episode Megabyte was in the game, and I forget Bob won. But what happens if you lose? That's what I'm saying. Because if Dot wins, then doesn't that mean Enzo and Bob lose? Or are they counted as like Team Computer? You know what I mean? But then wouldn't Megabyte be part of Team Computer? Or is he part of like I'm guessing Team Villain Virus? Oh, that reminds me. That was Hovercrafts. Reminds me of that Windows 95, 98 game Hover. Hover. I think it was called Hover, right? That's what this feels like. It feels like a PC game, like a real PC game. Nice mountains. Well, there's that one cloud. Oh no, that wasn't a cloud. That's my. Oh, there's clouds there. There's a few clouds there. And the way they move reminds me of that Hot Wheels game for the PC. Oh, slow mo. Did you just drop some mines, man? Oh, that's not. That's a little overpowered. Just fill half the track with mines. You definitely hit a mine there, Bob. Oh, so what? Are they out of the game and they're dead, or dead in real life? Because I feel like I would never let Bob and Enzo and Dot in the games if they would die for real. I would just send these ones and zeros in to fight the game. Beat them with numbers. Oh, that's the lap. I'm thinking that's a bomb. Oh, a little Superman, N64 Superman coming at you. Flipping through tubes. We're just building. Okay, there's the details. Now I regret what I said. There's details in this. They were just teasing me. They left it nice and plain so they can fill her up. Dot's Diner is a sponsor. Look at that. Dot's Diner is everywhere. Honestly, they got to make a Dot's Diner in space. Oh, that's the opening. That's the truck from the opening. Never to be seen again unless you watch the opening. Wait a minute. Oh, God, I'm confused. Weren't they just standing? And where did those jets come from? How did he... I guess he transformed into a jet. I'm not paying too good attention, apparently. So, if they're that worried, that means he's really dead then. Game corruption. Huh. Anyways, I'm going to stop questioning Reboot because obviously there's some fantasy to it, right? Yeah. Oh, it's going to explode. Oh, game corrupted. Hopefully they don't get deleted. Monaco racetrack. Oh, that's cool. It's supposed to be like the Monaco racetrack, Monaco Grand Prix, but it's Monaco. Clever. I thought for a second he actually was going to drive over that wall, the fire truck. Then the fire truck just kind of stumbled and went into the pit, but it's funny. Everything's just getting absorbed in that corrupted, whatever that is, vortex. Yep, it's a dark hole. Well done. I'm sure they were playing around with the mechanics in like the animation motion or whatever for back then, and they said, hey, we got to incorporate this in the game, and they were making things implode and explode and do have weird effects. Oh, cool. So everyone's good. Everyone's okay. Whoa. I get it. The game crashed. Dot's just standing there like, oh, nothing happened. Look at her just standing. Come on, Dot, get in there. Yeah, it's cool. I'm just noticing the tracks in the sky there. Those tracks. I guess they're supposed to be like see right above Bob's head. It's like flashing. It's cool. It reminds me of like F-Zero. See, there's Megabyte just popping up, and the window hits him literally. So you can, if ever Bob was driving or anything, Megabyte, you can just knock him off his butt and with one of those windows. Only the top blew off. Everywhere else is indestructible. That's a cool lair. That lair reminds me of the ship from Beast Wars. Anyways, that was the end of the episode, guys. Yeah, that was it. Got the credits now. But that was a pretty cool... Andrea Romano? Whoa. Is that the same... that's the same Andrea Romano from the DC stuff? The casting lady? If so, that's cool. But I'm sure it's not, though. But anyways, that was a really cool episode. The racing episode. What was it called? Racing the Clock, yeah. Yeah, so that was the second Reboot episode. Season 1, Episode 2, a Reboot. Yeah, I definitely remember watching this one on YTV back in the day. I mean, if you think about it, Reboot played 5 days a week. And in some cases, you might have caught it even more than that if you had other viewings during the day or on the weekends or something. But I want to say from 96, 97, 98, all the way up to 2000, for 4 years, Reboot was playing on TV growing up. And you just saw it all the time. You saw multiple episodes over and over. Sometimes you saw episodes once. Sometimes you never saw episodes again. I may have missed complete episodes for all I know. But yeah, I just remember it always being on. You knew the characters. You got to know them. The way the show worked, you guys, the way games came in, all this stuff. So yeah, it was just embedded in my culture, if you will. So, but anyways, that was such a good episode. I think I'm going to watch another episode of Reboot. Might not put it on right away, but I think I'm just going to watch another one. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for tuning along, everyone. I want to reiterate that this is just an accommodated version for you guys, so you can just watch it along with the episode. Stop the episode, pause the episode, do whatever you want. And I'm going to start uploading some more podcasts, some more episodes. And check us out on Twitter. I just set up the Twitter. So I think it's at Toon Along on Twitter. Whenever I upload an episode of Toon Along, I'm going to put it on Twitter. Very shortly, we're going to have Instagram. I'm going to have maybe even a Facebook. And just get the word out there, because I'd really like for these old shows to get a spotlight again. I think they're great. I think they deserve some merit. It's not to take anything away from the new stuff people are making, but I just don't want these shows to die off just because of age, You just look at the way the Hanna-Barbera stuff is no longer being viewed or seen. Only the mainstream stuff, and even there, it's very scarce. Bugs Bunny. When do you ever see Bugs Bunny on TV? So I feel like, bringing it back, giving us a new life, whatever I can do for myself, even for myself, I want to bring in some new life in my own life. So if I can share that energy with other people, why not? So yeah, thanks for tuning along, and have a great one, everyone. And we'll be talking soon. Bye.